asked you to do the following question, and I hope that you were able to do the questions at home. So the first question was 5.6. Okay, 5.6 is 1 over b plus 2b over x is equal to 2. So we are supposed to solve for x. Okay, now as I told you yesterday, when you're solving literal equations, the objective is not to find a specific value for the variable, but it's just to find a formula that you can use to determine that variable. So here we have got fractions. So the first thing is to find the LCD. So our LCD here is going to be equal to bx. Okay, so I find the LCD first, because that way it will make me be able to eliminate the denominators. Once I find my LCD, then I multiply each term by the LCD. Alright? But now, I want you to be aware that I'm trying to solve for x. So when I'm solving for x, you need to be aware that the x is the one that has to be the subject. So it becomes bx times 2b over x is equal to bx times 2 over 1. Then this b cancels with that b, that x cancels with that x. Alright? Once you do that, we have x times 1, that will give you x plus b times 2b, that will give you 2b squared, is equal to 2bx. Alright? Now, if you have this equation that I have, okay? If you manage to get this equation, give yourself a tick there. Okay? And also give yourself a tick for getting the LCD correctly. Right. Now, once you get the last equation that I have there, it becomes easy. So we are going to group the like terms, that is the terms in x. So I'm going to take this 2bx, okay? I'll take this 2bx to the left-hand side. If I do that, I'll get x minus 2bx is equal to, then I'll take the 2b squared to the right, okay? So I'll end up having minus 2b squared. Then on the left hand side, I have to take out a common factor, so it becomes x times 1 minus 2b is equal to minus 2b squared. Then I have to divide both sides by 1 minus 2b, so I'll end up having x times 1 minus 2b over 1 minus 2b minus 2b squared all over 1 minus 2b. Now what this means is that my x is going to be equal to, let me use a different color. My x is going to be equal to, I can write this as minus 2b squared all over 1 minus 2b. So that will be my value for x. Okay, so this answer here is going to be my value for x. X is going to be equal to minus 2b squared over 1 minus 2b. Is there anybody who has got a question there?
So, do we have to factorize, or can we just divide both sides by b?
Okay, in this case, because we are trying to isolate the x so that the x is on its own, the only way you can do that is to factorize. All right?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anybody else who has
Yes,
got any? Hello? Is there anyone who has got any question before I carry on? Okay, if you don't have, if you're quiet, then I'm gonna assume that no one has got a question. So let me carry on to the next one. The next question was 5.10. Okay, so 5.10. All right, so let's get on to the next one. Now, the first one that I did is a little bit, it's not very complex. Right, the second one is a little bit more complex. So we have 1 over b minus 1 over x is equal to 1 over x plus 1 over a. All right, so that's the question there. Now this question here, okay, well, I can do it in many ways. Okay, for me, for now, I've seen that since I've got this 1 minus x and I've got that 1 minus x, but this 1 minus x is negative, I can take it to the right. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Then I'll take this 1 over a to the left. So if I do that, I'll end up having 1 over b minus 1 over a is equal to 1 over x plus 1 over x. Right, so my next step becomes 1 over b minus 1 over a equal to. Now, since the denominator here is the same, I can add the numerators and I'll get 2 over x. Okay? Any question there? Right, if you don't have any question, then let me carry on. Then the next thing now, I need to find the LCD. Right, so the LCD is going to be the product of B, A, and X. So I can write it as ABX. That's my LCD. So I have to multiply every term by ABX. So it will be ABX times 1 over B minus ABX times 1 over A is equal to AB times 2 over x. Okay? Then the next step, which I'm going to do on the next page, okay, is to cancel out some terms here. So this b cancels with that b, the a cancels with that a, and this x cancels with that x. If I do that, then my next step is to write ax times 1, which gives me ax. So I'll end up having ax plus bx minus, okay, this will be minus bx minus bx. So that will be minus bx equal to, on the right hand side, I'm going to have ab times 2, which is 2ab. So I'll have 2ab. Okay, I'm almost done. Now, as you can see on the left hand side here, I have two terms that have got x. So I have to factorize. So I'll factor out x, then I'll get x times a minus b equal to 2ab. Then I have to divide both sides by a minus b. Okay. So my final answer, these two will cancel. So that be x equal to 2ab over a minus b. So that will be the final answer. All right. Okay. Any question? Right. If you don't have any question, then